What's going on, everyone? It's your brother, your cousin, your nephew, whatever you want to call me, and we are back for another review of an interview with the one and only Royce Reed and Carlos King. Now, let me go ahead and tell y'all, I love me some Royce Reed. Carlos King, he really doing it with some of these interviews right now. But before we get started, let's go ahead and talk about it and get this stuff over with. Everything on this channel, everything on this video is alleged for entertainment purposes only, and everything is in my opinion. If you have not followed me on social media, make sure you go ahead and follow at SAnthonyLofties. If you're looking for a smile makeover in the Atlanta, Georgia area or surrounding areas, hit up Dr. Roger Cooper at Bella Dental Services, and you will use AL23 and you will get 30% off. All right, now, y'all. If you want to become a member, go ahead and go to www.youtube.com/AnthonyLofties/join, and we will be right back.
It's exactly what you get. Stop interrupting my grinding. I ain't thinking about my wallet. I ain't thinking about you. I ain't thinking about you. I ain't thinking about
Anybody that comes on my show, we're going to have a good conversation. It's okay to agree to disagree, just as long as we're respectful. Everyone is a product of their own experience. There will be times that you have to experience the pain in order to experience the joy. So let's talk about the experience and let's share the results. All right, everyone, please remember we will be back live tonight at 7:30 Central Time for the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 1. And I did not put the S in that season down there, and I'm just now noticing that. But you all know what I'm talking about. Now, let's go ahead and get into this Royce Reed interview. Now, I did reach out to Royce. She sent me her email address, and hopefully we'll go ahead and set that up. But I'm pretty sure it'll be after next Tuesday, because that's when the second part of the of the interview will be uploaded. And I can't wait till they get into it, because they ended it with everything talking about how she met Dwight Howard, and she never thought her story would be told. That she'll never get a chance to tell her story. So it basically took off with her basically talking about how she was she went basically the four-letter word, the R word, happened to her in college. And she basically said that her mother found out about a poem that she wrote like 2 years afterwards. I hope if I do get a chance to interview her, I hope she still got that poem, because I would love for her to read that poem so we all can hear it. And I got a feeling that she'll be able to help a lot of people. I basically gave my topics to Royce and let her know what I want to talk about. Sent her my analytics and told her about my following and other people I interviewed for future content creators that want to know how to get other people. I think I explained it in my class. And she said that she did a poem. And you know what's really amazing to me? And this is what I really want people to normalize, and it's mostly women. And I think we've talked about this on my platform before with Dr. Kit. I really wish women would normalize telling their partner that they're not satisfied or they're not getting an orgasm. I wish people would really normalize that. I don't know. I guess from listening to some of my subscribers, I hear you all say that, like, I guess it's more so of the bigger picture. Like, you're okay without getting that. But I really wish women would normalize saying, I haven't gotten an orgasm or whatever. Just saying. I mean, maybe I don't need to speak on that because I'm not really interested in a woman, but I would love if women would normalize saying that, hey, I haven't got to that point yet. And yeah. And so I think my comments are at a pause right now. Not every guy will take that well. And I understand that. But let me ask you something. You said not every guy will take that well. Do you think if you told that person that situation that they will show you a side that you need to see. Just food for thought, Frank. Anyway, she said that she reached her first orgasm when she turned 30 years, like in her 30s. And I think she said it was by a toy. And then she said her second orgasm is like when she like through penetration at the age like in her 40s. And I'm like, wow, like women that comes from some women with age at this big age, I'm not faking it. When she said that, I'm like, oh my God, like y'all really wait that long before saying like I didn't get my first orgasm until I reached like this age right here, like. And then she went on and talked about how the person that she was getting to know, the last person, he took the time to get to know her. And I know Jay, y'all saying that's common. It's like, but it's something that people don't really talk about. So I really wouldn't know because I guess I'm not really interested in women, but that's really like mind blowing to me. Like it's a lot, but do men fake it? No, they can't fake it, baby. Once it's out, it's out. Exactly. Exactly, Sandra. Some women don't know what it is, like touchy, but it's how far he take it. Oh wow. So let's go ahead and keep moving. She said the last guy took the time to learn her, I guess learn her body and everything, what to do, what not to do. She said she talked about her 6-month rule on the show. And now I do remember Royce talking about she had a 6-month rule when it came to dating, but they never gave the backstory. And now I kind of wonder, like, did she say the backstory to why she had her 6-month rule? Now she said that she opened up to Shaunie O'Neal a lot on the show. All I know, Shaunie O'Neal, baby, you need to repent. We calling Shaunie O'Neal to the altar call. Put Shaunie on that prayer list right now. Somebody put Shaunie on that prayer list, because Shaunie, Royce done said it all. Baby, Royce said all in her hands. She put it all in Shaunie's hands. But then Royce got on that Duranda Clark. I'll take it all back. I'm taking back my joy. Oh, she said, get thee behind. Anyway, she said that she confided in Shaunie O'Neal about things she was going through. Now, it kind of made me wonder, like, what all did she tell Shaunie? Did Shaunie know about the Dwight Howard situation a long time ago and they just never talked about it? Like, I would love to know what all did she tell Shaunie? And hopefully I get to answer those questions if she come on or whatever. What else came on? Royce was a part of, this was the biggest thing, like, we would have never known that Royce was actually a part of the development of Basketball Wives. Never in a million years would I have guessed that or even thought that she would have any type of input when it comes to Basketball Wives, because to the world and all the viewers, it's Shaunie O'Neal, Shaunie O'Neal, Shaunie O'Neal. But to hear her say that she was the one that went in every meeting to the networks, she was the one that was helping with pitching it. She the one that basically sold the show. And she said that they called Shaunie every now and then. She was on the phone. And she also said, but during that time, her and Shaq was basically doing a show of their own. And I think that's just, Shaunie, as big as your name is, you can't really carry a show by yourself. That's my opinion. Even the show that you did have with your family, it really didn't do that good. And people wasn't really interested. And I think that's the place where you have to look and be like, wow, some people work better as an ensemble. Like a lot of these groups that sing or whatever, like 3LW, you make more money when you're together. Escape, they make more money when they're together, but at the same time, they're doing good without Tasha. Just saying, that probably wasn't a good one, but hey, it is what it is. She talked about the pool party and how everyone was cool with her, and then they went to the show. They went to the shoe store, Evelyn's shoe store, and they just basically just talked bad about her, saying that she's not a good look, she's not a good fit. And honestly, I remember that pool party. That pool party was lit. And she did a good job at the pool party. Somebody said I have never, Auntie Billy said, I have never faked it. They usually ask why I'm quiet. Then I tell them nicely that I'm not satisfied. But this has only been 2 guys. Okay. Now, she said that she confided in Shaunie while filming and didn't after the show. She realized she couldn't trust Shaunie. Prior to the show starting, she sent a thread to her ex-husband. I mean, she sent a thread to Shaunie from Shaunie's ex-husband, Shaq. Basically, Shaquille O'Neal was texting Royce. I'm so glad that Carlos did this interview, because if you all watch this interview, and like I said, if you love and Marriage to Huntsville, it kind of puts you in the mindset of how producers think. And like when she kept on saying she thought that her and Shaunie were friends, but all this time they were baits. That better open up y'all eyes. Call it what it is. But hey, not my place to sit up there and talk about that. Just saying. Okay. She said that she sent the thread to Shaunie that her ex-husband Shaquille O'Neal was sending her text messages basically. And Shaunie was like, how did he even get your number? And she was like, through a ball player or whatever. Like, it is what it is. I seriously think the colorism was running rampant, and Shaunie and Evelyn had issues with the pretty brown. I can see that. So, she said that Shaquille O'Neal cursed her out because she wouldn't talk to him. Oh. How did... I would love to see them talk about that. Would you know Shaquille O'Neal, he not going to respond to it. Shaunie, she not going to respond to it. But for her to sit up here and say that your ex-husband was reaching out to me and he got mad that I wouldn't text him or talk to him, that kind of says a lot. It seemed like Shaunie knew a lot that was going on. She's just like, look, I'm not going to give up my lifestyle. So if he want to cheat, Shaunie was the probably the epitome of, baby, let him cheat in peace. Just saying, my opinion. The next day, Evelyn asked her about the messages. Basically, I guess they had a scene the next day, and everything that she told Shaunie went and told Evelyn, and Evelyn brought it up for the next scene. So that's why she was like, I can't trust Shaunie. Then after that, the scene where she got into it with Evelyn, Carlos asked, do you feel Evelyn was protected by production? In so many words, y'all, that trash can just scared the living hell up out of me because it just moved out of nowhere. I don't know what spirit that is, but you better get thee behind. Anyway, let's keep it honest. Evelyn is like Giselle off of Real Housewives of Potomac. They always want to protect someone of the villain on the show because they bring ratings, they bring entertainment. Even though they say we don't condone violence and all this other stuff, you condone it when it's beneficial to your platform in the show. What else we got going on? She said she left the show because of working with kids. So basically, she was never fired. It was basically based off of her integrity for the show and her brand. And I respect that. I really do respect that. She said that she spoke to producers and they kind of felt what she was saying. I believe the Shaq, but now would apologize. He seems more open to his past mistakes. Maybe, you never know. So, Royce said that Shaunie doesn't have the power to fire anybody. Wow. So basically, it was a scheme that Todd set up for Shaunie to go to Brandon with the BS. So Shaunie didn't fire Brandon, allegedly. But you know, I hate when people sit up here and say that people don't have the power to fire someone. That could be true, but at the same time, people can give ultimatums, all right? Be like, well, look, I don't plan on doing no films. I don't plan on filming with this individual or these people if y'all don't let this person go. Sometimes people do that. Y'all forget I'm at work. That's the work phone or whatever. What else we got going on? She said, Royce thought her and Shaunie O'Neal was close, but now she feel that they were bait. Carlos say, you know, she's the first lady. And Royce said, and that don't mean anything. She said, I'm not religious, I'm more spiritual. which a lot of people are, because I don't really go to church like that either. It's like I have my own relationship with God, and can't nobody take that away from me. So I get what she's saying. And it was one thing she said, the reason why she don't really just do church like that, because she feel like church is more so of a business now. Let's really be honest. Royce, baby, the church has always been a business. It just seemed like with this new generation, and I'm gonna be real honest with you about that. I'm a PK, right? It seemed like with this newer generation and all the changes with not being traditional anymore, the business side is coming out way more than what it did back then. The church that I grew up in, like, you didn't have to be on a certain pedestal or a certain level just to have a conversation with the pastor. With these huge churches that everybody going to, baby, they, 9 times out of 10 they looking to see your name, how much you pay, how much tithes and offering you put in. If you do something in the community, if you're even worth their time to even have a conversation with. Because if not, you're gonna go to somebody assistant. You're gonna go to the assistant, send the email. The church that I grew up in, baby, I can call my pastor right now. The church that I grew up at, literally, I can call that man right now, Pastor such and such. Hey, how you doing? Mama said, did you do? I got the connection with my old pastor. You can't find preachers like that these days. But the church has always been a business. Trust me, I remember when I used to play the keyboard at a church, and they was talking about going to certain people, no, inviting certain churches or whatever. And that was my first time ever hearing a pastor say, "Oh no, that church, they don't bring any money with them." Like, basically, they don't like the guest church when it's time to do tithes and offer. They don't really bring in enough money. So I was like, wow, so that's how y'all do that? Okay. So I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I love the Lord. He's everything to me. Couldn't do it without me. You right. It's the corporate church. Those small churches be legit sometimes. You right. They be legit sometimes, but they be having some of the biggest scandals. Okay. Let's go ahead and move right along. She said she left because of working with kids. Royce thought that Shaunie O'Neal was close. Blah, blah, blah. Royce said that she's more spiritual. We got through that part. Carlos asked, would she ever return to Basketball Wives? And she was like, you know what? Does Kingdom Reign have anything to do with it? And so the thing is, she didn't say yes and she didn't say no. But you know what? I actually would like to see Royce come back on the show. Like, even if she did come back on the show, would Evelyn apologize about anything? Has there been enough time where they can literally sit down? Jennifer is back on the show. If she had a conversation with Jennifer, would Jennifer apologize? Like, I would like to see it. What else we got going on? What did she do after Basketball Wives? She said, I did a dance company. She closed the company in 2019. That's the year before COVID. Now she's the head coach at BCU. Congratulations, Royce. I'm happy. I'm proud of you. Royce talked about how she met Dwight Howard. I don't know if you all remember that video, but Royce said something, and she said she have every last cell phone. She not lying, because I remember that video. She had this huge bag. She took out so many cell phones. She said, I have everything from my past and everything that he said he's done, emails, all of it. But this was a good interview. Obviously, part 2 is really going to be when they get into everything. They can literally talk about the Dwight Howard situation. And all I can say is, Dwight Howard, hold your head up. Keep your head up, man. I mean, at this point, he didn't deny that the guy came over. But right now, baby, use the platform. Take it for what it is. Come on out. Let me go ahead and bring y'all up. Hey, Auntie.
Hey.
Hey, Jay, how are you?
Hey.
Hey,
All right.
Jay.
Auntie
Hey,
Billy,
Billy.
I'm going to let you go first, love.
I just want to say I think that interview was very good.
Mm-hmm.
I have been waiting for this interview because I knew that Royce had a lot to say when she was on the show. You could tell that
Mm-hmm.
she's gone through a lot in her life and on the show, and you could even tell that there was a lot going on with her, even with the baby daddy when she was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that at some point that she was going to be able to talk about it, but because you could kind of tell she was being silenced.
Mm-hmm.
Like she wasn't being able to talk about what she really wanted to talk about. But I always liked her, and I'm gonna tell you why I liked her. I liked her because she wasn't afraid of them. She's the smallest person on the show, and I think they all tried her because they thought she was little. Even Tammy. Tammy tried to bully her too, but when she gave her that hand in her face and let her know I ain't scared of you, I can do it like you can do it. I can take it there if you want to. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why Tammy loved her so much now. That's why Tammy respects her because she ain't afraid of her.
You right.
Cause Tammy started out as a bully. She did. She
Mm-hmm.
she bullied that little girl that she took her purse. I don't care what she say. She bullied that girl,
You right.
and I know what bully looked like because I was bullied at from kindergarten on up. But you recognize it when you see it. But I'm proud of Royce for her not being afraid to
Mm-hmm.
say what needs to be said and put the blame where it need to go. Because I think that a lot of people put Shaunie on a pedestal, and I think they starting this slowly starting to come out that she wasn't the person that people thought she was, as far as how she handled some of the things. Like, she on the show, she came off like a lot of it that was happening she wasn't aware of, or
Yep.
she was always acting surprised at everything, when a lot of it she was planting, and having other people bring it up, having other people to say something about it when she really knew a lot of what was happening. So I think Roy's story is bringing some light to a lot of things that happen on that show, not just with her, but with some of the other situations too. So, because when she mentioned that, um, the what's the girl name that she was saying knew about the fight that was gonna happen between Tammy.
Somebody Susie or
Yeah, she said that Susie knew ahead of
mm-hmm.
time that that fight was going to happen. Where Tammy was saying that the fight happened because she was under the influence and she was riled up and this and that. No, it was planned. Because how did Susie already know it was going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a great interview. I have to give it to Carlos. He's been doing some really good interviews, asking some really good questions, the things that we want to know. And I think it's because he is a little messy, so he kind of know what questions to ask.
Mm-hmm.
He know what everybody want to hear. But I'm looking forward to your interview with her because I think that you are more compassionate about the questions that you ask, but you get to the nitty gritty of it, but you also real respectful of where they've been and what they've gone through too at the same time.
Hopefully she accepted.
I
So
think she will, because Royce is a real girl. Like, she's a real down to earth, very humble person. She doesn't act like she's a superstar. She don't act like she's a celebrity. She's like very down to earth. So I think she's a very like she said, she don't tell no lies. If you ask her, she gonna tell you the truth. And you can see that, with her. I saw that when she was on the show, that she's kind of a, whatever you ask me or whatever talk about, I'm gonna speak the truth on it. So I'm looking forward to it, but like I said, I'm looking forward more to your interview with her. But his interview is really good. I have to give him props. His interview is really good with her.
all right. All right. Thank you so much, Auntie Bill and Jay. Go ahead, love.
Okay. So I didn't get a chance to watch the full interview, because I saw that you were gonna be reviewing it, so I kind of watched a little bit of it. I've always liked Royce on the show, by the way. She was one of my favorites from season one. Um, what I heard her say in the interview early on was she wasn't taught how to maintain real relationships. But she said her parents have been married and together for the last 50 years. So she said she's been a part of marriage and divorce. Who was divorced?
I think maybe she's seen it somewhere else. Maybe she's seen divorce in her family somewhere else. But I think her mom and dad sound like they didn't argue in front of them. Like, they didn't show their kids how to resolve
Mm,
Right,
issues. And I
right.
hear
Because
a
she
lot of
said
people
she
I hear a
didn't
lot of
see.
parents say that too, where they don't
Yeah.
argue in front of their kids. I don't think that's healthy. I think you should let them see you disagree, but just show your children how to resolve things.
Or if they have been together for the last 50 years, which is something she said she wanted to have in her very first relationship prior to her being assaulted. She was like, she admires her mom. And
Yep.
her mom has been with her dad since day one. That's been her day one, and that was it. So she wanted that. But I was just wondering why her mom never really, like, went into how she could actually develop a relationship that way. So, Anthony, if she does do an interview with you, I would like for her to elaborate on that a little bit more to understand why she did not have the type of relationship that her parents have, why she wasn't able to actually develop that for herself.
That sounds good to me. Or you can just come and ask her yourself.
I could.
But it's
Another
cool
thing
though.
too, did she talk about her son? Because didn't her
Not
son get
yet.
into some
Not
trouble?
yet. She only said a little just about when he was born, but they haven't really got into that. Won't be onto the second part.
Okay. Because her son got into some trouble, and I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if Carlos asked her about that, him, getting into the legal trouble and all this other stuff. Because he's
Yeah.
older now, right?
We haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay. Well, that's
I
all I had. I didn't
I
really
kind of
catch
wonder
the whole
if he's.
interview.
I kind of wonder if he gonna ask those questions, but that's that's kind of deep.
It's touchy, but I mean,
It really is.
it was exposed, it was public, so
Yeah.
I don't see it being, untouchable altogether. You could still,
Hmm.
ask the question with tact.
Yeah.
I stopped watching Carlos's interviews for a while because they were starting to get boring and get on my nerves. But the ever since the Kenya interview, I'm like, oh, he's doing a little bit better again. So let me start watching him.
Mm. All right, let me go to Auntie Rita. Go ahead, love.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now, I like Ross when she was on. I haven't watched the interview.
You
I'm going to
like
go
who?
back and watch it.
You like who?
Ross,
Who? Royce.
Ross,
It's Royce.
Royce.
Auntie
Don't
Rita,
do that.
no.
You're sounding like my daughter now. Don't do that. Well, I'll mess up a name. You sounding like my daughter now. But I liked her. I liked her because she stood up to Evelyn and she stood up to Tammy and she was not afraid. She was the littlest of the bunch, but she wasn't afraid. And she wasn't really afraid of Shaunie. And her first mistake was thinking that this was Ross went into it thinking it was a sisterhood. But
Mm-hmm.
when they were calling her ghetto, and that she didn't mix with the group, and all y'all did the same thing Ross did, slept with a basketball player. And I never liked Shaunie. I never liked Shaunie. I still don't like Shaunie because there is something about Shaunie persona it's like Shaunie is Shaunie is just one of those people, like she'll go and whisper something in your ear to get you started, knowing that this to get you started, and then she'll back up and just leave you out there hanging. And truth be told, I don't really think she like Evelyn because deep in Shaunie's heart and in the back of her head, allegedly, in my opinion, she feels like Evelyn that slept with Shade. And I never liked Shaunie from the beginning. I never liked her. But, I want to hear this interview with Ross because Ross seemed like she was always open. She was always open. She always seemed like, if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you, and that's the way it always seemed like, with Ross. And I want to see if Carlos gonna ask about the things that her son, went through. I want to
She
see
stood
if
up to Gloria too. Auntie Mildred, she stood up to Gloria too. They had a little
Mm-hmm.
boxing match.
She was whooping her too.
You're right.
Yeah.
But like I said, this first part, it was good to start off with, but I can't wait for the second part. It will be good, and I can't wait. So just wanted to do a quick little pop in, y'all. I will see you all tonight at 7:30 Central Time for
they didn't talk about Ross. It's
huh?
Royce. Royce. I know what her name. I see how they going in at me the comments about mispronouncing Royce. It's Royce.
Ross is staying your husband
Ha,
from
ha.
Atlanta.
Right.
Y'all don't do me.
Oh my gosh. Well, all right, y'all. I will see y'all tonight at 7:30 for the Real Housewives of Potomac, so we can talk about these girls. Hmm.
All
Anyway,
right.
Talk to y'all later.
Bye. Y'all have a good
Bye.
afternoon.
All right, y'all. I will see you all tonight for Real Housewives of Potomac Season 8, Episode 1. You all have a nice day, okay?